last year we studied complex NXT robots. This year using modular engineering and structured programming, we built, programmed, and customized our own NXT robots. We chose a theme and developed the demo show and contributed research papers, props, music, and costume ideas. After our demo show, please come and explore our exhibit, website, project notebooks, and our robots in more depth. Thank you.
As one of my project boards, our team has researched and studied the past, present, and future of bio-based robotics. In the past, Leonardo da Vinci was a Renaissance scientist to create a robotic night and line automation based upon his study of nature. Today, scientists are still studying and learning from Da Vinci's work and are using his automation to create new bio-based robots.
John, age 11, we believe we are in a robotics renaissance, and that bio-based robotics will play a big part in this renaissance. Presently, humanoid and animal-based robots are being developed to assist the young, differently able, sick, and elderly for medical testing and study. Other bio-based robots are being developed for reconnaissance, search and rescue, health and cleanup, and transportation via land, water, and air.
Elias, age 13. We have 2 humanoid robots that walk using bipedal locomotion and 2 animal-based robots that simulate leaping and flying. In the future, bio-based forms may be used to traverse difficult terrain such as deep space and oceans. Bio-based robotic brains and senses may achieve new industry solutions. They may manipulate many tools using tentacles, see with multifaceted eyes, smell keenly, feel with sensitive whiskers or feelers, or use other sensors not currently identified or simulated.
Sophia, age 10. As a team, we have created a Connect Performing Arts Show. This will demo an entertaining application with our bio-based robots. Our robots use sound for speaking. They have a computer program with color, touch, ultrasonic, and compass sensors to interact with the environment. These mimic human and animal senses. The servo motors and joint construction imitate human and animal form and kinetic motion. We call our show Renaissance Robots, How to Create a Robotic Dragon. Thank you.
Once upon a time, during the robotics renaissance, there lived 2 beautiful princesses and their brave knights. Life was good except for the problem of some dastard and dangerous dragons.
What a beautiful day. A dragon!
Develop cancer during their lifetime.
7.4 million.
7.4 million people die each year to cancer, 1 in 9. 1 in 9 people will develop cancer again if they survive the phase.
There are several steps to treat for cancer, from a biopsy to a surgery to different types of therapies. But currently the surgeon and the patient must wait a few days or a few weeks until the results of the surgery come in. But what if the surgeon can know immediately whether you did a good job in removing all the tissue or not? That's where we make a difference.
Do you know a simple method the doctor can use to find out whether or not he did a good job on removing all the cancer from the tissue? This is known as spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is the modern microscopy. It is as simple as a light beam going through a sample and then being analyzed on a laptop. As you can see, there are many structural differences between a cancer cell and a normal cell, therefore giving it a different spectrum. A spectrometer works by a light beam going through a slit, which then narrows down the light beam through the grating, which is like a prism, and then the lens focuses the light on the CCD or the camera.
So now that you know how a spectrometer works, let's see it in action. The spectrometer used in our design is just one of the 5 main parts. There's a conveyor belt, which transports the sample, the stage, which holds the sample, the holding arm, which supports the spectrometer and has gears on the side for precise movement of the spectrometer, gesture control, and the spectrometer itself. So I bet you're wondering how this is all controlled. Well, there's two ways: the gesture control method and the fully automated method. We'll now show you the gesture control method.
So imagine you're a surgeon in the operating room. Your hands are bloody from taking out the tissue sample, and you don't want to get anything contaminated or contaminate yourself. So to prevent that in our system, we needed to find a way to be able to control the computer and the robot from a distance. To solve that problem, we used the Wii remote. So as you can see here, I'm able to control the computer and move the cursor around using the Wii remote. We also integrated a few shortcuts onto the Wii remote. One of them opens up the spectrometer application, which allows us to read what the spectrometer is seeing. The other one opens up Excel. With Excel, we made a macro which allows us to capture the data and graph it. One more thing the Wii remote can do is to manipulate the robot. So as you can see here, I'll be able to move the tissue sample onto the stage. Once it's on the stage, I'm able to use the Wii remote to control the spectrometer to get a nice full scan of the tissue sample. As you can see in the spectrometer application.
But what happens if the doctor's hands are really busy and he doesn't have time to operate the robot? Luckily, we made sure that the robot can be fully automated, like this. So it starts when the doctor places the tissue sample onto the conveyor belt, which will then pass through a slit, a special sensor, which first launches the spectrometer application using the Arduino. Then after a short delay, it will bring up Microsoft Excel, which we use to graph the data, as shown here.
Here we have a 3D model of how our design can be incorporated into a future evolving.
One more thing, there's an app for all this. So if you're a junior surgeon, you can take a look at the patient information, compare the captured spectra with the cancer spectra, and get quick advice from a specialist thousands of miles away, all while in the operating room.
Ow, ow, ow. Whoa, what happened, Mustafa? I was driving my car through a four-way intersection when a reckless driver crashed into me. I wish cars drove themselves so we wouldn't have these accidents. What a coincidence! We have been working on just that. Intelligent cars that talk to each other. In fact, you're not alone, Mustafa. Government data shows that there are about 700,000 accidents each year at these stop signs. Cars talking to each other? Do they use speakers or something?
No, they don't. The cars use radio waves to communicate with each other. They let the other cars know when they have arrived at the intersection, which road they're on, and whichever random turn they plan on taking. Therefore, all of the cars know exactly what the other cars are up to.
Right. Did you know that radio waves are part of the electromagnetic spectrum and can be used to transmit energy and information from one place to another? We use many different types of waves in our project. Just watch. What a nerd! Are you guys just going to keep talking, or are you going to show me something?
Definitely. Let's hit it, Daniel.
Wow! How do the cars know who goes first?
They know it because we implemented a queuing system. The cars take their turn at the intersection, nobody cuts in lines, and they all leave safely.
Located here, there are LED strips representing the number of cars at the intersection. Red means there's one car at the intersection, green is 2, blue is 3, and yellow is 4. Also, our system is designed so that the robots won't stop if they don't have to. We use permutations and combinations to figure out our conflict conditions already. Complicated math for you, Mustafa? Whatever, Banu, but how do the cars know what road they are on and whether they are entering or exiting the intersection?
On the ground, there are tapes in varying patterns. Each car is equipped with a standard light sensor for following the track and also a light sensor array, also known as LSA, for road identification and entry-exit. Both the light sensor and the LSA use the visible light frequencies in the electromagnetic spectrum. Did you get that, Mustafa?
Sure, Daniel. Aha! I noticed that the cars slowed down in the school zone. Don't tell me there's some science behind that too, is there?
There absolutely is.
The cars have a holographic sensor that senses the magnet on the road. Once they have sensed the magnet, the cars then slow down in the school zone.
Okay, all that's fine, but don't the cars like crash into each other and stuff? No, they won't. We used infrared waves, yet another part of the electromagnetic spectrum for collision avoidance. The sensor sends out infrared waves and knows the proximity of an object by sensing how fast the waves come back. This is similar to the ultrasonic sensors we are using for our kinetic arts.
Oh, this all looks pretty complicated. How did you guys develop all the logic? We developed the queuing logic by using Scratch. Once we figured out what worked, we wrote our actual C program and included many other features. We can stop the robots now.
Our research shows that a lot of companies are currently working on self-driving cars, but nobody has done much work yet in the communications between different cars for traffic management. We have a very original idea here, and we had to implement new ways based on Arduino microcontrollers, XP radios, and C programming. And like Dr. Garrel once said, the autonomous cars are our future. We think that we can actually sell our idea and get filthy rich pretty soon. Want to join our team?
Sure, Daniel. I want to be a millionaire too. Welcome in, Mustafa. We are the team lost from Achievement Academy. Banu Makapati, Mustafa Tambawala,
Daniel Lee,
and Neil Makapati. We hope you enjoyed our presentation.